So here we are in Ramshackle Garden Emporium. It is quite eclectic. And one of our problems right now is the chickens are getting in here because they're lazy and they're seeing all these squash and they can't resist it. And then we have what happened here. The chickens are just saying, oh, easy treat. So, I mean, this thing was huge. It was down here just a few days ago, but it was perfect height. They couldn't resist. So we think they're hopping over the fence because what we had done, originally we just had like a cute little maybe board and rail fence. Did not work, of course. So then we had some cattle panels that we had previously had hogs in. We got rid of the hogs because they were just a little bit more work than what we wanted to. So we used them for the garden, but on this backside they're not quite high enough, and you can see where the goats helped trim the okra. That's awesome. So next year we'll improve it, ramshackle it up some more, but for right now we're trying to save the squash that we can, and plus get ready for the winter crops that we're going to do. We're going to plant a lot of spinach and other stuff. So we want to cure the winter squash, and they're called winter squash because it's when they're stored, not when they're grown, of course. But curing them helps a lot of different things. Makes them a little sweeter, but it also helps protect, have a harder rind, so they will rot less quickly and all that good stuff. I'm sure there's some other reasons, but that's just what I'm worried about. But anyway, we're just gonna cut them off. Yeah, that's a goat. That's cutie. She's great. So, and they're the foliage is starting to die back anyway. And, normally you could let them cure on the ground, but we're kind of, for one, worried about the chickens. For two, got to have room for more stuff. So we're just helping stuff along. You just want to leave like a 2 or 3 inch stem on it. And this one's awesome. Ow, that hurt. They got prickles on them still. You don't want to use gloves because that did smart. But this one's awesome. It's spaghetti squash, hardly any blemishes, just, and it was just sitting on dirt. And that didn't hurt it at all. But if it stayed moist, it would start rotting quicker. So that's kind of another reason why you never know when you're going to get prolonged rain and stuff. But you just whack it off, and then we'll show how to cure them. All right, so we have our awesome table of winter squash and pumpkins. So what we did is just put some hay bales on the ground because we want to have good air circulation for the curing process, and put a couple logs down, cattle panel, and some hardware mesh. But if you had anything that has a reasonable amount of space for air to get through, like maybe old pallet, maybe old screen door, or say a frame you could throw some chicken wire on, that would be good too. It doesn't have to be fancy. We might have to figure out something to keep the chickens off of it because there's nothing to stop them from hopping up there. So we might try to devise some kind of cage around them, maybe, I don't know. But we're not too worried about how it looks. We might take the pumpkins off because there's almost not enough room for everything to have some air around them. But it's basically the principle of it. Just for 10 to 14 days, let them get all toasty and finish curing, so they'll last longer. And that's the main point, because we want fresh. Well, when I say fresh, I mean it's not coming out of a can that somebody else made 1,000 miles away. This stuff we grew, and it's going to taste awesome. Whether we decide to cook it fresh, if we can it, roast it, and eat it like that, it's all going to be great. All right. This is Julian, the one-eyed kitty, in case you missed it. Check us out on Ramshackle Homestead with Keith and Jen on Facebook and Instagram, and subscribe to our videos on YouTube so you can check us out every week or so. If we could ramshackle stuff together that makes sense. Thanks for watching.
Pull my boat up on the shore and up the bluff we climb. Yeah, we're gonna have a good time.